Hello everybody, welcome back. Some pretty exciting stuff going on with Ripple at the moment, and again my channel seems to become the Ripple channel at the moment, but we've been on, I suppose, a journey for a couple of months now about with Ripple, and the journey, I'm afraid, is going to continue, and I'm sorry about that. But let me know if there's any other coins you want me to look at during this period. I'm very happy to do that. I've got a bit of spare time in the evenings now, so I can do a little bit more for you if you like. So just let me know in the comments if there's stuff you really want me to look at, and I'll do that. But for the moment, it's all about XRP, and I'm sorry. Like I say, I am sorry, and I've taken a lot of flack for it. But it is what it is. Money is money, and this is where my money is largely being made at the moment, and I think it's going to continue to go this way for a while. And the reason for it, well, let's just look at the most recent developments, because I'm not one of those channels that likes to hold all the best information to the end. Right, we've got a golden cross taking place on the weekly. All right, so that's a very, very big deal. We've not had that in 2017, and also on that note, we've just found ourselves on a weekly higher high, the first higher high that we've had on a weekly since back in 2017. When I've been telling people for a while now that we're in a different phase for Ripple. The accumulation phase took place around this. I'll show you on the daily, it makes more sense. We have this trend line here that formed from the parabolic top all the way down, rejected, and then we broke out of it a little bit. Then we had the financial crash, then we came back out, and these moves don't look big, but they are big. When you break out of here, that was a very tradable move from top to bottom. That was a 12, almost 13% move. That one was about 25% move. Very tradable move. Like I say, I do like to trade Ripple. It's a very tradable coin. All right, supports, resistances, they're usually pretty good. So you can say what you like about it. I like to trade it. It trades very well. But now it looks as though, as far as investments are concerned, all that money that I've made, that I've generally kept most of it in the form of XRP, I'm very happy to say that on the weekly we've now got our higher high form. And if you don't really know what that means, in a nutshell, it means we've been in a downtrend. Yeah, we've got higher weekly highs here. You see weekly highs all the time. That's not what it means. It means a higher high from a higher low. So we've not had that sort of movement in about 3 years, and now what we've got is our low here, and our new weekly high has topped the previous weekly high, which means that an uptrend has certainly formed at this point. Now, unfortunately, a lot of this hangs in the balance with Bitcoin, but as a chart's concerned, this looks like an amazing start of perhaps what could be a bull trend for XRP. I don't know, a lot of people think that that's not possible, but I've been telling everybody that it is definitely possible. Go back to, I'll leave some links in my other videos of the long-term the long-term analysis on this and where I think it's going. But if you can't be bothered to watch that, in a nutshell, I've not got the details up here, but there's a Fibonacci retracement that I did from the all-time high to the all-time low, and it showed that basically all the way from here all the way up to 86 cents is basically an accumulation phase. And that sounds crazy because that's like a 2.5x from where we are right now, but breaking above that 86 cent level will cause huge, probably parabolic move. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to reach 86 cent in any time soon. I expect that this uptrend will be ups and downs and side to sides, but when we do reach that 86 cent level, we will launch. And like I say, go back. I'll leave links so you can see that if you're interested in that analysis. And given that analysis, I've speculated that, and you'll have to watch it yourself, but the end goal would be an XRP anywhere between areas of as low as $2, I know, but don't worry, but as high as perhaps $15 per XRP. And I know that's an enormous area, and this is a long-term projection, so it's very difficult to be accurate on that. But as low as $2 and as high as $15. When you have to account for parabolic moves, you're accounting for just an influx of money coming in from all over the place, and it's very likely to just cause giant green candlesticks that just go right up and smash right through everything. And if I believe, and I do believe, that the accumulation phase properly ends at 86 cent, and that's where the parabolic move will continue from, 86 cent to $2. That's what, a 2.5x from there. That's not. I mean, that's good. It's not. Real parabolic move. And I'm kind of talking end of the bull run. So we're talking like 18 months away. But I don't know when we're going to reach 86 cent and what will happen after that. But I'm expecting, given what my analysis has told me, that will be when we launch and go crazy. And that's when you really want to start getting careful. You want to be getting ready to pull the sell trigger on that, really, because the parabolic move last time only took 3 weeks and it went from about 26 cent all the way up to $3.50. So, you know, in 3 weeks. So you really kind of want to be ready for that, because I do believe, because in the history of XRP, it's done a parabolic move 3 times. Once was only, well, I say only, it was about just over 1,000%. Another one was about 2,000%, and the last one was 7,000%. And they always did it in a very short space of time. The last time was ridiculously short, but it did do it in 3 weeks. So you want to be ready for that. And 86 cent, in my mind, is going to be the launch pad for that. So all of this, you know, is kind of nothing really. It's these little moves. So we made, I mean, I don't know what you did, but I made some decent money on this today, and I've taken my profit. I'm waiting for it to cool down, but it's very reassuring to see that, you know, what I believe to be an actual trend change in a coin that people have lost a lot of faith in has now been confirmed by, firstly, a golden cross, and then secondly a higher high on the weekly. So let's go to the daily, where it makes a little more sense for the shorter term time frames. So this is our support resistance box, and mainly resistance. We spent quite a long time in here being rejected. We also had a bit of a scary moment where we broke down beneath the 10 exponential moving average and supported on the center of the Bollinger Band, which is fine. That's the 21 simple. And then the rule of a Bollinger Band, if you weren't really aware, is it's not really a rule, but it's statistically accurate, which is if you're above the center, you're more likely to stay above the center, because that's just the way it is. If you're below the center, you're more likely to stay below the center. 65% in your favor to carry on above. So it's always you know, it's not always. I'm not here to tell you how to trade. This is how I trade. But obviously, statistics are your best friend when it comes to trading. And statistically, you're more likely to bounce from these levels. If we broke down from what I classed as the first level of support in a trend, which is your moving averages, which was the 10 EMA, which was being used all the way up here, amazingly supported on this dump here, and here, and here, and here. And then when we broke down beneath it, it was a little bit scary, but again, you know, statistics count, and 65% in your favor that it's going to bounce from here, and it did, and it did, and it did. And now look where we are. We're bouncing again 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 10 exponential moving average. So again, we're back into that sustainable bullish trend, and you know, our top area of moving support, which is the 10 exponential, has been reclaimed and has been tested 4 times, and finally we've bounced, and now we're hitting the top of the Bollinger Band, which is fine. We're not overreaching, which is great. The MACD looks like it wants to make a cross probably tomorrow, which is also good. The RSI is creeping back into, I suppose, what you call not dangerous, but not overbought, but you know, just keep it in the corner of your eye kind of territory. So I think what we're looking to do here is maybe cool off, hopefully for a couple of days. It could obviously just launch, and that's fine, and I don't mind missing out because I've made quite a lot of that today. And obviously if XRP just goes up, it just means my bag of XRP that I used to trade goes up. I'm not worried about catching every single move up and move down. I'm looking to get the appropriate entry point, and for me, what I'll be looking to do now, the appropriate entry point for me would be the next time it comes down to test the 10 exponential moving average, and that might not be for a long time. If it continues with an uptrend, it might not come down to test that for a while, but if it ever does, I would certainly look at to buy it there. And if it broke down beneath there, I'd be looking to buy at the center of the Bollinger Band, because again, statistically it's in your favor. These moving averages are all finding themselves into a nice position, and again, that weekly golden cross and the higher high would suggest that we're going to have a long-term sustainable uptrend, provided that Bitcoin doesn't decide to just drop dead. And I don't think it will, because again, and I know this is going to be boring, if you don't want to hear about XRP, just I mean, if you don't want to hear about Bitcoin, that's fine, but you have to understand what's going on with Bitcoin. And just a brief summary, we've got 2 main trend lines. We had this consolidation from basically a parabolic move at the very top, 20,000, we rejected, and then we broke above it and we launched. And if you look at XRP, this is how that one trended too. It's just that XRP did it before Bitcoin. We broke above it and went crazy. That's what Bitcoin's recently done. Unfortunately, that was all taken from us with that financial crash. But Bitcoin has only just done it now and is now sort of playing that out. The second main thing that we have to look at is this trend line that goes all the way up, and this is both support and resistance. So resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance, and hopefully this is now going to turn to support. Doesn't mean it's going to come down to test it, but what it means is that being above it is a very bullish indicator. So I believe that Bitcoin is going to be in an uptrend of its own as well, and provided we're above this, it will sustain that. And if we did come down, I would expect to bounce from it, because this trend line is probably the most important trend line for me to go by now. If we broke down beneath there, that would be bearish, but we're not, and we're above it, so everything looks good. So Bitcoin doesn't look like it wants to die. XRP doesn't look like it wants to die. It looks like there's a bull trend across the board for all of these assets, all of these coins. So understanding that that's what's going on with Bitcoin means that we can feel a little safer with XRP, but it doesn't mean I'm not saying buy this, buy whatever. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't go buying anything because of what you think that I'm saying. This is how I trade, and this is what I feel is the most appropriate thing for me to do. And again, just to be sure, just so you're all aware, I own plenty of XRP, but I'm not trading it right now. I closed my long on it today. I took my profits, and now I'm waiting for a more appropriate time to get back in, or maybe a short, who knows. But for the moment, I'm just happy with what I've got, and I'm waiting for the next opportunity to get back in, and that would be a pullback to the 10 exponential moving average. And that doesn't mean it's coming down to this price, but like 30 cents. That's not what I mean. This will be moving up quite dramatically now. You see what the state of this tomorrow, probably up at around 31, and so on and so on and so on. So this is where it's going to pull back to in my mind. That's where I'll be waiting for, and I'll be looking to make a purchase or go long, should I say, around those areas, around that area specifically. And if that breaks down, that's fine. My next opportunity would be the center of the Bollinger Band, which is also very steep. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice evening, and subscribe to the channel. I'll leave those links for you to watch as well. Take it easy.